You don't want to roll this super thin either, or you're going to pick up every little flaw in the Rice Krispie treat. Even though we did do a good job at crushing them down and really making them flat, there's still little pock marks and stuff like that. Although, I'm sure corn dogs aren't perfect either. They probably have flaws. I'm just going to thin it out just down here a little. There we go. I really don't know how thin that is. 1/16 of an inch, I'm guessing. I don't even know. So let's get our corn dog. I'm wondering if it's tacky enough to hold the fondant in place. But just in case, I'm just gonna brush a little bit of piping jelly on it. Not all over, just in a few places just to make sure that it holds on. So keeping in mind your front and your back, or the top and the bottom, I said I wanted the thinner part at the top, so which means I want to lay that down because our seam will then be on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to flip this over actually. So that's the top. I'm just trimming away my excess. Bringing over the other side, flopping that over. This could be super rough right now. It doesn't have to be perfect. We have to further smooth it and everything. So join that seam. Just push it together. We'll smooth it out as we go. The end, we're just going to taper and pinch and kind of just break away that excess, and we'll play with that and manipulate this end piece. Might need some piping jelly. And for the very top of the corn dog, I'm just going to kind of bring it over and just kind of start to pinch it. Even though I have some exposed there, I'm just going to push it and play with it until it's completely covered. There we go. So that's the general covering, and now we're going to work with it and smooth it out and fine tune it. This is like really loose. It needs a little assistance to grip. So I just put a little piping jelly in there. Trim off the excess. I'm going to trim the end of the skewer. Just using my hands to smooth out the fondant. Trying to make this look as least provocative as possible. Don't do this around little children. You can see this was my seam, and it's pretty much gone. Again, it's going to be on the bottom. No one's going to even see it. Just rubbing. Rub, rub, rub. Okay, there we go. I think that looks pretty swell, don't you? I'm glad everyone agrees. All right, so this corn dog is ready for airbrushing. I'm just going to pop that aside and let it dry a little bit before I airbrush it. We're going to give our spoon its second coat of silver color. Okay, our first round of silver airbrush color is nice and dry. I'm not going to airbrush the back any further. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to focus on the top. So I'm going to test my air gun. It's working. Just short little bursts. Make sure you don't allow it to pool in the little well of the spoon.